All right, P3 Splashers, we're talking about technology. Well, technology is supposed to make our world easier, and our devices make things to go faster and quicker than ever before or ever imaginable. Is that a good thing? Some people think it brings us together, but other people think it's separating us because we're spending all of our time on our devices and not talking to the people around us. Does it make some people feel more alone? But we're connected to lots of knowledge. You can ask Siri, you can ask Alexa, all sorts of things. But does that make you more dependent on Alexa? Like if the internet's down, are you not going to know how to figure out those problems? And sometimes people send the wrong information. If you look something up, they might have the wrong answers, and people believe it because they saw it on the internet. But we also know that technology is saving lives, especially in the hospitals. All the new information they're finding out, that makes people live longer. But if we're not going outside and not playing and running and jumping, does that make us much healthier? Not really. It makes us sedentary. And people get distracted. I know people get distracted quite easily. Is that because maybe, I know sometimes kids get called, mom's calling you, they need your help, but instead you're staring at a screen and not really listening. It can help more people be engaged. So like I was saying, I can use technology to talk to my mom all the way in Florida because we can't be together. But am I ignoring other people around me because I'm stuck staring at my device? Oh, and you have to be really careful what you put on the internet because it's nice to be able to share all your thoughts, but does everybody need to know all your business? Anybody and anywhere at any time could think about it. So we're going to explore some pros and cons about technology. Oh my goodness. Well, it's a good thing we have technology. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to be learning remotely. So what we're going to focus on today is describing how technology can positively and negatively affect individuals and the community. So what are the good things about technology? What are the not so nice things about technology? How does it affect us? And how does it affect everyone around us? Okay? All right, well, tell me all the ways you use technology. Here are some of the ideas I came up with. Well, I watch Netflix. I use my cell phone. I use the microwave to cook things faster. I go on FaceTime or Zoom to see all you guys and see my mom in Florida and see my brother and my niece and nephew in New Jersey. Without FaceTime, it would be really hard to be in shelter in place and not talk to my family. And I know some of my friends love video games, and that's another way we use technology. We also use technology in batteries. You don't have to always plug stuff in. That's how you get your electricity, through batteries in a lot of our devices. And airplanes. Some forms of technology I think we take for granted. Because before, we've talked about settlers coming to Bermuda. Did they take an airplane here? No, they had to go in boats and they had to take a really long voyage to get all the way to Bermuda. Now people can just hop on a plane. Now, when you do your Pear Deck assignment, this is going to be a spot for you to list all the different ways you use technology. So you can use some of these, but I really want you to think and see if you can come up with anything else as well. How can technology help people communicate? Well, guess what? I'm communicating with you right now on this video. I didn't have to write it down because that's another way we communicate. Imagine if Mrs. Rade had to write each of you a letter and tell you all about this project. That would take forever. This way is so much faster. How else can we communicate? Could you call somebody on the phone? Yeah, you could go on FaceTime. And what about more than just us? What about companies? Have you ever seen, when you've been to America or maybe in England, they have big billboards, which are just giant posters on the side of the wall? Well, or on a big billboard? That's just like how they used to tell people to come to our store. They'd have a giant sign. Now you've got pop-up ads on the computer. Now you've got Ads on the radio, ads on TV, ads on YouTube. I'm sure you can think of a million other ways how technology helps people communicate. How can technology help people with transportation? Well, we talked about that airplane, right? You wouldn't want to have to swim all the way to the United States or all the way to Europe or all the way to Africa or all the way to South America. That would be ridiculous. Now we can take airplanes. And not just airplanes, we've got mopeds, we've got cars, we've got trains. What are some of the other ways we can move around much easier due to technology's help? Ooh, and different types. Do all cars take gas? Think about it. What are your favorite things about technology? Well, like I said, one of my favorite things is FaceTime. I love seeing my mom, and I love seeing my nieces and nephews, and I love talking to my friends. What's one of your favorite things? Do you love Netflix? I know some of you are going to tell me you love Fortnite and all sorts of other video games. Or Hunter, I know you like Sonic. I know you guys, what else do you love? I know you guys just love technology, and you're really good at technology too. So tell me one of your favorite things that you like about technology. Are there any bad things about technology? Think about it. Because I know with Mrs. Dunstan, you guys have talked about ways to be safe on the internet. Can you think of some bad things about technology? Not just the internet, but what about those airplanes? What if we took airplanes every day? What would that do to our environment? What if everybody, like in Bermuda, we have a rule where most people are only allowed one car unless it's for their company or their doctor or something where they need a big truck. But if everybody had cars, what would that do to the environment? What would that do to the air we breathe? Think about what are the bad things about technology. Now, for each of these, I want you to tell me a positive. What's a good way that we use? What are the positive things? What's one of a good thing about using a microwave? What's a good thing about using video games? What's a good thing about airplanes? What's a good thing about cell phones? I'm sorry, we didn't see the whole question. Tell me one positive thing for each of those. Are there any negative things? What's a drawback about microwaves? What's a drawback about video games and airplanes and cell phones? Just sometimes we use these too much. If we went on airplane rides all the time, what would be a drawback to that? What would be something that's negative? If we spent all our time on video games, what would be negative about that? And if we just ate microwave foods, would they be the most nutritious foods? All right, so your job is to go back and answer all these questions. And the link to that is in your remote, your Bitmoji classroom right on the computer. Okay? Can't wait to see what you write me.